Barry, welcome back to Doncaster Rovers. How pleased are you to get this return sealed?
Yeah, I'm really excited about it. Really excited about it. It's been a long time since I've been here. I just said to 22 years, and this was my first opportunity as a coach. Came here, so yeah, really excited to be back. And obviously, I know Grant and Cliff really well, so yeah, I'm excited about it.
What is it about the club that's brought you back and the situation at the minute? You've mentioned obviously Grant and Cliff, who you've worked with previously. It's a club that I spent 7 years in 3 different spells, doing obviously in as a player, and then I left, and then I came back to do the goalkeepers, and then was head of youth. And then again, left again. I needed more experience, so I left and went to Nottingham Forest to sort of try and learn a bit more about the academy, because they had a top academy there, and obviously Donny was just the youth team, that was it. And then obviously got asked to come back again about a year and a half later, where I came in then as full-time goalkeeping coach, and then obviously signed as a player again, and sort of sat as sort of number 3 as well as the coaching. So yeah, it's a place that's got a lot of memories, a lot of great memories. All the promotions from out of the conference, out of League 2, obviously the Johnson's Paint Trophy. It's just there's been a lot of success here. And Grant and Cliff and everyone here involved has carried that on. And it's just great to come back and be a part of it again. Feels like an exciting time for you to be coming back.
Absolutely. Yeah, back at Doncaster Rovers.
You've obviously, as you said, worked with Grant and Cliff before. Good time with them at Hull City. You're looking forward to getting back in with those two? Yeah,
obviously we've kept in touch a lot, and I spent quite a bit of time last year here. Obviously, Tim was on loan, so I came to watch a lot of the games. So that was good. So always kept in touch with the two of them. We've remained close. So yeah, it's it doesn't feel like I've been away, because like I said, I spent a lot of time last year, and I've watched a lot of the games this year as well. So, and obviously followed what's been happening. I had plenty of conversations over the year, just football, family. So, yeah.
As we know, you've got your roots are very much in goalkeeping, but as you've said, you've done plenty of other coaching as well. This is going to be on the outfield side of things.
Yeah, which is most of the clubs I've been at. I've done both. So you have to do your outfield before you can do your goalkeeping. So as a goalkeeping coach, there wasn't them qualifications. So you do your outfield stuff, and then they brought those qualifications in later. So I've got obviously both of those A licenses, and most clubs have just been involved in everything that's been going on. So obviously the niche over the last few years has been the goalkeeping, but again, I've been involved with Grant and Cliff, being involved with everything else that goes on. You have an input, you do some coaching bits on the grass, because it's good for the lads to have different voices and not always the manager's voice. So I've always coached outfield as well.
And you'll be able to offer that guiding hand as well with Kyle. He's done a really good job since he's Kyle Leveland, but he's developing as a coach.
He's done a fantastic job, and he is developing. And you always need, I guess, that reassurance as well sometimes that you know, you're doing the right things, and listen, I'll be here to help whoever needs any help, because that's what being a part of the family is.
How do you reflect on your time here as a player? Some memories from that period?
I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. Obviously, it was in the conference, and we had a very good side. Obviously at Bellevue, so it was different to what it is here, but still, pitch was spectacular all the time. You know, obviously the surroundings weren't great, changing rooms weren't great, but the pitch was always absolutely top notch. So I loved it. I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed my time here. It just got to the point where the club didn't know whether they were gonna offer. I'd sort of played 62 games in a row, hadn't missed a game. I'd bided my time with Andy Warrington, who me and him are still to this day best friends. So I managed to abide my time. I got in, started. I played 62 games, and it got to the point where it was like, okay, what's next? I want to stay, and the board couldn't decide on what they were going to do. Obviously, a lot of other factors with manager, all that different stuff, and I decided I needed to. Well, if you don't know now, you're never going to know. So, which in hindsight, I should have just stayed. I should have just seen it out to the end of the season, and then things would have been all right. But sometimes you make decisions that when people say they don't have regrets, I don't think that's right. I think you always have some regrets, and that'll be one of them. That I left and I should have stayed. So to then, obviously, Dave Penny, Mickey Walker, who big influences on the start of my coaching career. It was nice to be obviously asked to come back in a short part, you know, just a couple of days a week, and then that quite quickly turned into being full time. So yeah, I've got a lot of good memories of playing, a lot of good memories.
And good grounding with your early stages of coaching as well. Yeah.
Very good, very good. My first coaching role was I'd done bits with women's setup when I was at Northampton. I did a couple of days training a week with a team called Town and County, which they were one of the best teams. So did a lot of coaching with them, Sunday league stuff, all that sort of stuff where you're helping out your friends and kids teams and yeah. And then this was me, obviously linking. I did the centre of excellence with the goalkeepers, which was like 2 nights a week, and then this was my first real role in professional. So yeah, it was big. It was a great start in a place that I knew very, very well. I knew the staff very well. So yeah, it was an easy transition, but learned a lot in those first couple of years. And then certainly when Sean and Rich came in, levels went up again. You know, total different style of football, which was fantastic. Really good to be around those and learned a lot.
How would you describe yourself as a coach?
I'm different to what I was as a player. I think as a player I was more aggressive, a shouter and a baller. I'm not like that as a coach. You know, coaching is about developing. It's about getting people's trust. It's about learning about them as well. It's not just about the coaching. It's about getting to know players inside and out, the families, the individual stuff that they like. It's getting that personal relationship, and I enjoy all of that side of it. So yeah, I don't know how I don't know how you'd describe it. So I'm still as passionate. That can still tip over now and again. You know, I love what I do. I love being around football. I love being with good people. That's the most important thing, is being around good people.
You said you'd watched an awful lot over the last couple of years, but how do you assess the group that's heading into League One and the challenge that awaits there?
They're really good, really good. The Championship, which I've been in the last sort of 7 years, is brutal. It's no more brutal than League Two, because you don't get the breaks. At least in the Championship, you get a few international breaks, or you get a little bit of a breather, and then you go again. But League Two, League One, you don't get any breaks. It's week in, week out, more competitions. So it's I really enjoy watching it. I think the group, they're developing into a really good footballing team. They mix it up well, you know. They want to keep the ball and they want to play. They've got a lot of good footballers, but they've still got people they've got tenacity, that want to tackle, that want to run, and want to fight. And they're the basics that every club needs. If you haven't got players that are willing to run and tackle, then you've got no chance. And they've got that in abundance, as well as a lot of quality in the team.
Looking forward to getting going then.
I am, yeah, really looking forward.